Additionally, a car we brought over from the other display that wasn't here yesterday is the Cyber Gray Grand Sport Heritage Package that we created for the SEMA show last November. And we really wanted to show some accessories that are coming out for the Grand Sport and some things that are ideas that may come out if people like them. So that car starts as it's a Grand Sport convertible with the Heritage Package, so it has the stripes on the fenders and the Grand Sport embroidery. And we added some new accessories. For example, it has a special console cover, floor mats, under the hood blanket with Grand Sport logos. We have screens that fill in the cove and the brake ducts, and of course the convertible windscreen and some other things that we have. So it's just kind of an example. We wanted to take the convertible and make kind of like a badass convertible, you know, put all this stuff on it. So it'd be kind of an exciting car for you guys to look at. Now, one thing. A lot of people asking me, well, how's the Grand Sport doing? That's our big news for 2010, you know, new model we're all excited about. You know, again, getting a lot of feedback from customers about that. And when you guys ask me, you know, we at least have to predict how we think this car's going to do. And I will say, I think we'll do about half of the coupe and convertibles will be Grand Sports. And actually, it's doing even better than that. It's over half of the coupes and about 3/4 of the convertibles are being ordered as Grand Sports right now. So it's the thing that I think that's also the media's picked up on is that the combination of performance and efficiency that car has is really unmatched. You know, the Grand Sport's the only car can go 0 to 60 under 4 seconds, 1G on the skid pad, and get 26 miles per gallon on the highway. No other competitor can match that. Nothing from Europe, nothing from Japan. Only our American Corvette has that type of capability. And also, if you take a look at the Car and Driver magazine, I think it's not the previous month where they did the lightning lap. Anybody know what I'm talking about? When Car and Driver does the lightning lap article? It's not. Well, they go out to what they've done is they've tried to create like an American Nürburgring where people will go every year and they take cars out and set lap times at the Virginia International Speedway Raceway. And Corvettes are tested. They have different classes. They test cars from all different ranges. And this year, the fastest car they tested was the ZR1. They even tested some cars that weren't even street legal, like this Crossbow, things like that are made for track use only. The ZR1 was the fastest car that they had tested. The next fastest car they tested, the street legal cars, was the Lamborghini Murcielago, which is about $460,000. And the third fastest car that they had tested was a Grand Sport coupe that we gave them, which was a standard coupe with just the exhaust option, so basically a $57,000 car, which beat a $170,000 Audi R8 with the V10 in it, and a Porsche 911 that was a S that was $105,000. So. Hopefully this year's lightning lap will get them the Z06 Carbon to test. We'll see how that does. But the Grand Sport's been doing very well. Make sure to take a look at that car and the accessories, and also if you haven't been over there to the Chevy display, go over there as well.
We just have a couple minutes, I think, before Ron Bello shows up. So if you guys have any questions, now be the time to ask.
Was any consideration given to use a carbon fiber roof valve as ZR1 on your carbon Z06? How that feel was a decision not to?
I'm sorry.
You'll notice that the carbon pieces that we use off the ZR1, the ground effects that Harlan talked about, they're not the clear-coated carbon. We use what we call piano black, so very smooth but pure black, shiny finish. Carbon, Harlan didn't mention it, but that is echoed inside the car as well. So you'll see that same kind of piano black, really deep black like you see on a Steinway or something. The reason we did that was because the clear-coated carbon is extremely expensive. We worked on that for years, and we talked about when we introduced the ZR1. We have a patent on that clear coat. It keeps the carbon protected for the life of the car, and so it's extremely expensive. So the idea was, how can we get all the performance without the expense of those clear-coated panels. So that's why we just essentially painted the lower ones black, and then the roof panel we could have done a body color. We could have elected to do a body color, but that would have taken a lot of development work to take the weave off of it, because when you have that weave, you can actually see that through the paint. So it would have been a much more engineering intensive solution to do that on those panels.
So it does have carbon fiber for the roof valve or not?
No, it doesn't. It's fiberglass like the regular Z06. Other questions? Cameraman?
Yeah, the colors for the new car, are those exclusive to that car? The supersonic blue, Inferno orange?
Those colors, we're introducing them on these. You may see them on some other cars next year. Just they're so good, you know. One thing too, I got some other questions too. Kind of remind me of something somebody was asking me. I just want to make sure everybody know. One of the new things we did for 2010, and we're going to continue, is that all the Corvette models are available in all the colors that we offer. And we're going to try to keep continuing that because, you know, in the past we used to have restrictions and stuff. We work with the plant. I think, you know, one thing I've learned from being around customers, people want what they want. So if you want whatever model you want, we're going to try to, other than of course we're doing these specials, things like that, but in general, we want to try to do Grand Sport, you can get in every color, a 01, you get whatever color. So.
I also wanted to clarify that what we're talking about here, this is very unusual to talk this early about the next model year, 2011 stuff. Usually we don't talk about that until later in the spring, usually at the birthday bash at the museum in late April. So this isn't all the 2011 news. We just thought that this was the right place to introduce the Z06 Carbon, and that's why we're sharing about that car early. But there'll be more news coming later this spring about the 2011 model year. So that's why Harlan was hesitating a little bit on full color palettes and all that stuff. We'll be talking about that later.
Okay.
Other question here?
Do the race numbers that come with the car, will they follow the build sequence? If it's car number 250, will the number be 250?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. We did that on the competition sport. We had, for this one, this is more of a commemorative of, you know, celebrating the 50 years of Le Mans. Everything, you look close, you see that. So it's going to be the same one in every car. And again, it's up to you if you like them to put them on or not.
There's also some pretty cool wheel decals. If you look at the wheels, those are also labels that'll come in the trunk. If you like them, you put them on. If you don't, you leave them off. But it's a nice little detail that makes it look pretty racy. And the windshield banner too, as well. How about some questions on this side? Any questions over here? You guys are good? Any more over here?
Will the very popular option RH-C museum delivery be available on the carbon fiber car?
Would you like it to be?
Yes.
Of course it will be. Any other questions? Back here?
Better bolster seats?
We've heard that criticism of the current car loud and clear. That's your buddy? Obviously, seat design is a balance. One man's sports seat is another man's uncomfortable seat, and it's a balance. But we are working on seeing what we can do to make the seats better. That's for sure. Any other questions? If not, is Ron here? We don't see Ron.
I'm looking outside in about 5 minutes. Just pulled up.
Okay. If there's no other questions, Harlan and I will be hanging around here out and about the track all day long. We'll be happy to talk to you.
While I got everyone here before Ron walks in the door, I'm